This is Agricultural Research Council of Nigerian Television. My name is Joshua Ishaya. Welcome to the program Aqua Farming, where we do everything that water, whether fish, shells, snails, crabs, all aquatic life in general. And today, the program is going far away, Port Harcourt. We'll be taking you on the processes that put fish on your table. How fish are raised, how they are being fed, and of course how they are being processed to finished goods.
Momo Yusuf Mustafa, aka the fish multiplier, the present Kafan national president. That is the Catfish and Allied Fish Farmers Association of Nigeria. He is one of our farm demonstration center. We have 4 farms here in River State. This is just one. The academy is up, and this is a mini hatchery. Mini hatchery, that is where, as a matter of fact, there is the foundation. After getting the baby, the parent stocks being selected, this is where we extract the eggs, do all the manipulations to get the fish, no matter the quantity we want. But this mini hatchery is segmented into 2. We have the water recycling system here, because of here we have a minimum of 24 hours, 23 hours light, 23 hours light here. This is where I am here. So that's why I set up this water recycling system. Why these other vats? We call them incubating trough. This alone can do a minimum of between 50 to 80,000 fingerlings on a daily basis. So majorly they are just meant for incubation purpose. So that's why you find all the tarpaulin that we normally drop here. We use heater. We have the water heater. We use charcoal to heat up. What do we do here? After selecting the broodstock, we inject them. When we inject them, what it does that it fastens the ripening of that egg on a particular period. So between 10 to maybe 15 hours, depending on the room temperature or the water temperature. Then we extract the eggs. That we call the latency period. Then we extract the eggs. Then we spread the eggs either on the egg trays. That's why we have them here regularly. So this place is always functioning virtually week by week. So the fish stays here maximum 2 weeks. After incubation, once they hatch, from extracting the eggs, we incubate them here. Then we run a complete flow through here in the hatchery. And once they hatch, we separate the bad eggs. We remove some, we call it use kakaban. So what we call the spawning mats. Then we do all that here. Here is actually intensive. Intensive meaning and every 1 hour you are here to do cleanup, you are here to separate the bad eggs, you are here to make sure there's no pollution. So when they stay here for 2 hours, and does that, after the first 3 days, the complete absorption of the yolk sac. Here we feed them heavily, a minimum of 7 to 8 times every day, every 2-3 hours. We feed them heavily here. Then from here they move to the nursery outside. Come on, take that step outside. So this is what we call the kakaban. It's just made of the normal sack. Here, all these things are locally fabricated. Only in the wild, when they want to, start this process, the male go to make a very big wide nest, as wide as 1 meter diameter. So that's what we are trying to copy. So when the female comes to spread the eggs here, then the male comes to fertilize it, and these eggs are sticky. They stick to anything they see. So the excess of doing this, so that once they hatch, we can easily lift this out of the water, so that the bad eggs stick to it, the shell stick to it after they hatched and swim out of the shell. So that is why it helps to reduce kind of pollution, instead of spraying the egg directly on in the tank. Not that they will not hatch, actually they will, but separating them and getting all that separation is always difficult. The healthy fingerling starts from the broodstock. Most of the farmers today, they don't want to spend money at all. A lot of inbreeding from the same feed they breed, they stay, keep them for some time, over a year or thereabout, they pick their broodstock from it. Well, it's not ideal. So what we advise that you go sort out your broodstocks, either the male or female from another farm. But the ideal broodstock we recommend here is a minimum of 3, if not 4 kg. But people don't want to do that. You see a fish less than 1 kilo. 1 kilo weight of fish. We will see some as worse as 500 grams, because they've stayed for like a year and above, stunted, and they are carrying eggs. Our farmers go in. Of course, what do you expect? And from every set of from every set of fish, every set of brood stock, every set of parent stock, the eggs they carry, we have almost 4 sets of growth. We have those who call the jumpers or the shooters. In just 4 times you see them going high. They will have the normal growth that look more like the parents. So over 70 to 80% will look like the parents. But that is the normal growth. Then we have the short ones and the dwarf. But the size of the brood stock you use, actually play a lot of role. So I'm going to take you there. You see the kind of brood stocks that we are using. So that size is the genesis. And not just that, here our brood stocks are well taken care of. We manage our brood stock very well. The way we handle our brood stocks, the kind of quality feed we give to them, just like a woman that is pregnant. That's why we can even recycle a brood stock for like 3 times in a year. After extracting the eggs with the kind of quality, we compound our feed for that particular one. We buy feed outside, but when it comes to brood stock, we compound our feed because of the eggs. Instead of them carrying fat and all that, they carry eggs. And they are for the male, which is the milt. You see that in under 3 months or less than, you see the kind of eggs they carry, kind of quality of milt, which is the sperm, they carry. So let's go out. As I've said, the quality of the brood stock, that is the foundation that determines the quality of the seedlings. So the bigger they are, how healthy they are, play a lot of role in terms of quality eggs, in terms of percentage fertilization, in terms of percentage hatchability, percentage survival. It starts from the health of the parent stocks. So there we move there. These ones are more like nursery. As I've said, these are demonstration farm because of the school here. Because we are practical people. When we talk, we bring you down. So most of these things you see, there are students that are demonstrating them. So these are juveniles. Okay. So most time we encourage beginners, we encourage new farmers. Instead of going to buy something that is so small, seedlings of fingerlings of 10 eras, fingerlings of 7 eras, case may be, A lot of farmers have this mentality, they want to have 20,000 fishes. It's not about 20,000 fishes. It's about the survival. It's about how much are you making from it. So it's better you get something stronger and better. Especially we here in the Niger Delta, we are not like maybe in the north side or west, because our water here, because of the oil activities, the underground movement of water and all that, I can tell you that between River State here, Bayelsa, and even in Delta, I can tell you that over 80% of the borehole that we have here, they are acidic. Over 80% because of the oil activities around here. But notwithstanding, we can always make a way. We have a way we prefer our water. We have a way we buffer the pH level. We have a way we can still survive with it. So what we advise that most farmers, because of the peculiar challenge we have here, that they get their juvenile instead of fingerlings. They get juvenile, or they buy fingerlings and raise them. So we also have farmers who come to buy the fingerlings from us, raise them to juveniles to resell. That's under kind of a business. The white from here now we sell these juveniles to farmers. So these are juvenile sizes, and these ones are adults. These ones are table-sized fish. These ones are table-sized fish. We kept here for some customers who come to do point and kill. They come to pick this. So these ones are juvenile, as I've said. These are juvenile sizes. So I don't know if we can go. Then we'll quality do tilapia here. Okay. We'll do all made tilapia. Yeah, sex revisor. They are fed. That's why they just finished feeding them. That's why they are not actually responding. You can see the red tilapia, and you can see the biggest fish farm in Nigeria is in River State. That farm is doing over 80-something% tilapia. As I talk to you now, that farm has the capacity to do 12 million fish. Now we have table-sized tilapia ready. Package, we pass them through blast, we carton them, and we have over a million number ready for market now. It's here in River State. So these are some of the things that we do. We do a lot of partnership as well, a lot of partnership with farms. I've said this is the demonstration 1, while demonstration 2 are partially commercial. Our head office is not here. Then our main farm is in Ogoni, where we do actually the quantity, any quantity you need, we can give you from there. Then these are also like what we call the smoker sizes. These are like the smoker sizes I was demonstrating in the class. These are the smoker sizes for those who process. They are not as big as. I want you to see some of these brood stocks. Please, give me the feed. These are the smoker sizes. They range between 400 to 600 grams. For the processors who process them, smoke them, fold them, package them in cartons, and move them to other neighboring states. Then here are the brood stocks. Actually, in the main farm, we have something far bigger than this.
Are these male?
They are both male and females. Actually, we have quite big ones, far bigger than this. You can have some are even 10 kg, 12 kg, 8 kg sizes. You can see the sizes. So it starts from here. So you just imagine you are crossing this, extracting eggs from this. What do you expect the baby to look like? Why some persons will just because the fish has been stunted, has been there for like a year, it's genetically. No one will say a fish. When we talk about table-sized fish, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that they are mature. One will say table-sized fish. It ranges from 3 months or 4 or 5 months, as the case may be, meaning table size. They cannot come to table. You can call it kitchen size, you can call it pot size, maggi size, salt size, onion size, meaning we can for consumption. But when we talk about broodstocks, there must be fishes that have stayed for above a year, meaning they are sexually mature for reproduction. Then you can extract their eggs. You're going to extract eggs from fish because the fish look very big and it's 5 months and 6 months. Of course, you get nothing because their eggs are not mature. They're premature eggs they carry at that stage. Feeds keep increasing. Just 2 days ago, the feed companies called me to say they've already added about 1,000 naira to a bag of feed. A bag of feed that for 2 mm is going for not less than 11 to 12, between 11 and 15,000, depending if the feed is foreign or locally made. Even the locally produced feed here. So that is one of the major challenges because over 60 to 70% of the cost of doing all this business is feed. That is where the bulk money is. And the feed continue to, it's not the fault of the feed millers. But we as a farmer at the other end, we are also trying to go back to talk to the public. Come on, feed, everything has increased. Why are you buying a kilo of fish for 1,005? Step up to 2,000. That is the challenge that we are still facing. We are still facing. And coupled with the multiple associations, everybody want to create an association of fish farming, an association of tilapia. So if we are not coming together, our umbrella is another big challenge. So with this, government need to listen to us and see what we can do because government is quite not helping, I would say, in that area because it's not helping. Over 60 to 70% of the fish that Nigeria is still consuming tomorrow, we are importing. We are importing because Nigeria annual demand for fish about 3.3 million metric tons, and over 2 million metric tons is still being imported. And how can there be job? We say there's no job. This alone can create a lot of youths. Everybody don't start to that moving from rural to urban, moving to the city. These are businesses that are well done in the rural area because the lands are there. It is cheap to do this business over there. But the security level now of the country, people can no longer go to the bush and do all the where lands are cheap, Fadama area. They can no longer do this business. Feed is a major challenge that the fish farmers are facing in Nigeria today. So if we can see how they can bring down the cost of feed is one. And also start to see how we can have, want to see where we can have big off-takers, whether through government or private, where people can come and mop up. Instead of importing, they can stop importation, for God's sake, and encourage a lot of young people to go into farming. And the access to even the funds, access to facilities. You will be hearing government will say there is 170 billion naira. So, but the farmers are not getting it. The real farmers are not getting it. Maybe their portfolio farmer or executive farmers. The real farmers are not getting these facilities to support their business. So, when we can have some of these facilities from CBN at single digit, not these commercial banks that will telling you 25, 30 to 30 something percent interest rate. Farmer is not good for farming. It's not for buying and selling. So a lot of people want to go into it. We are training a lot of youth today. We are changing their mentality why they need to go back to farming. But you can see starting is not easy for them. Not like during our time, things were still easy. So it's a challenge. Access to funds is a challenge. As I've said, the major thing is feed. And the marketing part, at least we can have a central place of taking part of we are still importing feed. We have all it takes that to produce the quantity of fish that Nigeria needs. Not only Nigeria, even given to our neighboring countries. Some of the things that the farmers in the countries are facing. Feed is going skyrocketing every day, increasing every day, and the cost of our products are not increasing. So it's a worry. It's a big worry. And now you can see of a recent now the flood. The flood of this year was a terrible thing. You can see from from Kogi down. Even here in the Niger Delta, it swapped over the biggest cluster farm. The biggest cluster, call it Camp 74, is the biggest cluster in Asaba. Major farm where you have over 2,000 farmers. That flood swept everything. Everything. As a matter of fact, the whole building was going covered with that flood. Who did they run to? Who? The government? They are crying. People are crying. The farmers are crying. Flood has carried virtually every farm down to Bayelsa now. You can see even the rules and we all saw all that. And farmers need to, with the situation of the country at the moment, people like that need to be, though we have talked to our farmers to see how they can document all the details and see how we can encourage one another because the jobs are not there. But I know clearly unemployment will continue until the federal government come back to address agriculture. Believe me, with agriculture, it will mop up so many things. For that size of fish now, from every fish on juvenile size, for them to raise them to 1 kg size, from this size, finger size to 1 kg size, across between 3, 4, or 5 months, as the case may be, depending on the system, the culture system you're operating. This is an intensive culture system with tarpaulin, concrete, and all that. Against the earthing that can take 6 months, you need 1 kg weight of feed. So the quantity of feed they are going to take from day one at juvenile size to table size of 1 kg, they are going to consume 1 kg weight. So you need 1,000 fish to raise 1,000 juveniles to table size of 1 kg each. You require 1,000 kg. So 1,000 kg simply means the bag, the bags comes in 15 kg. So for every 1,000 fish, you require 1,000 kg. So what does it translate in bags? 1,000 divided by 15, about 66 bags of feed you need to raise 1,000 fish at the juvenile level to table size for market. There may be half of it for those doing a smoker size, half a kg, like 400 grams, which most people do. And the market for that is there already. You know, we have large market for it.
So you need like half of the 66
to raise them to smoker size, like this size is the size is more processed, you know, and all that. Yes, sir. Yeah, we also buy. We have those who come to buy broodstocks, who come to buy to reproduce, you know, because across the value chain, we have those who are into construction, aquaculture engineer, that are to construct, design and hatchery, design the farm for you. That's what they are doing and they're making their money. They will have the hatchery operators who come, they select, buy the broodstock from anywhere or raise their own broodstocks. Their own is to produce the seedlings. That's their business, that's their profession, you know, and they're making money from it. I don't want to say across the value chain. We have those who now come to buy the fingerlings or the juvenile or raise them now either to smoker sizes or they raise them to table size. That's another business. We have those who now buy from that table size, spend another additional months or year to raise them and get quality broodstock, quality parent stocks. That is another business. We have those who come to buy the smoker size. They take to their processing factories where they now process them. That's another business. And even in the processing, you know, with the processing, we have those who just the head where they fillets, you know, they debone the fish. Fillets, that's what they demand for. Can be smoked, it can be frozen. Some the head is being sold for pepper soup and all that. Even the egg is another delicacy. It's another business on its own. You can just see, there's no waste. Even the waste water from this fish now, you can use. Go to our farms, you see a lot of vegetables that we're doing in the major farms. Believe me, there is no any fertilizer like the wastewater from fish pond. Why? Because of the feed they use. The protein content is so high. And you see we around here, we are doing our vegetables. So after all right.
what happens here?
Okay, this is the processing unit. Just like I'm showing you the smoker size fishes. So here we equally process for our farmers, and we also have some of our youths and women that we have trained over time. So what we do, they come here with little or no cost. They come to use our facility to process. They process, package, and they go to sell until when they're able to make good money to now have their own smoking cane. Here. So from here is when you do all the cleaning, the gutting. Yeah, of course. Water. Where you do the cleaning, the gutting, you clean them up and all that. From here, drain the water, release the waste, then we spice them. We do all the spicing here. From the spicing, we do the folding. So from folding, please can you open from the folding? Of course, this is how we normally look like here. It's just a job processing unit. It's not because of the screw. So we do all that here. So that's look at it. You can just see how the last one is just not clean last week. So that's what it is. It's a charcoal powered. Okay. It's charcoal. We encourage charcoal, not direct use of firewood. So you can see it has a temperature gauge. That's what you are seeing there. It has a temperature gauge. Because when you just put there all the cooking stage. From cooking, then we'll not do when we do the normal smoking and all that. So that's what it is. That's the oil collector. So this one uses both gas and charcoal powered. So we use the gas to do the initial heating. And we use charcoal because people like this charcoal-like smell. They want to see it looking brown instead of using direct gas. So we use that to finish it up. then do all the cooling. Then from there, you just have them. I didn't know I would have. They will do the sealing here. You can do sealing. As I've said, this is a mini. It's a mini processing unit because of the school. They do a little practical. But what we do commercial in our demo too is purely majorly commercial. That will do all the commercial side of it. I'm a professional. I'm a professional. My OND is in fishery technology, my HND in fishery technology, my PGC is in aquaculture, my master's in aquaculture, the PhD of course in aquaculture, and I've not worked anywhere. I'm still a farmer, doing my business in the same farm. Believe me, I keep saying it. Farming is our culture, farming is our tradition. Farming, we all have to go back to the land. Whether we like it or not, this is the future. Aquaculture can secure the future of our youth. Aquaculture, I repeat, can secure the future of our youth. So I'm encouraged because it's a very lucrative business, just like I did the presentation. It's a business where I can guarantee. Sure, when you go into fingerling production, so you can be getting between 300 to 400% as profits. It's a business you can have 100% profits. This is farming. You multiply. God has given us virtually what it takes. You inject a fish, extract the eggs. You can say a fish is carrying up to one of the broodstocks, carry up to between 120 to even 250,000 eggs. One fish. So imagine half of it survive. If half of it for one fish, half of 200 survive, you have 100,000 fish. Even if you are selling at 10 naira, just come and pack them and go. Do you know what it means? That's 1 million. Just come and go, come and go. Of course, fingerling is not less than 20 naira now anywhere in the country. What it means, even in the oil company. That's why I say that's another oil of its own. So fish farming is a very lucrative business that I want to encourage virtually every youth to look at. As I've said, presently there's challenges. What the challenges in the industry is the high cost of feed. They keep complaining because of dollar and all that. Virtually, because we have become a country that is like a consuming nation. Virtually everything we are importing, all the feed we are importing, the chemical to inject all the animal and all that we are importing, all the instrument for testing and all that we are importing. I keep on going to import. We are empowering those nations. That is the challenge. That is the very big challenge that I see in this industry. So because $1 into $8, it hits us. So virtually all the feed companies, they keep jacking up their prices, even without our notice, and there's nothing we can do. But we now, on the other end, after raising this fish for like another 4 to 5 or 6 months, you see the market women and everybody pricing a crate of egg now all over the country. I don't think any crate of egg is going for less than 200 naira. I remember when the crate of egg was for 600, fish was still going for like 500-600 naira. You see, so I see another challenge with the industry because of the multiple associations that we have. We have the Catfish Farmers Association of Nigeria, we have the Catfish and Allied Fish Farmers Association of Nigeria, but now it's an issue that has been settled with Baba, which is our grand patron, the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Obasanjo. So we have been with him. He has actually almost collapsed all the association so that we can all come together as one, just like PAN, just like the Poultry Association of Nigeria, that is PAN. So that we can all be under one voice. Whether you are doing tilapia, whether you are doing what's the name? You are raising turkey. Whether you are raising broiler, you are raising noila, you are raising cockerel, you are still under PAN, Poultry Association of Nigeria. So that's what we are glamoring at. So sometime in December last year, we were all at his place and all that, where we try to see how we can collaborate virtually all the other associations. But thank God, virtually over 9 to 10 different associations on fish farming all accepted to say, okay, let's be one. So with that, we're also cheating ourselves. Because there are some of the things we want to even approach the government. The government doesn't even know which one is the authentic, which one is the real body. Because everybody is coming up with all kind of, well, for the sake of the industry, that's why we're doing this. Not because of me, but we have to do it for the sake of the industry. Because it's an industry that we outstayed us. So we need to do the things right. So farmers presently in the country, in Nigeria, the high cost of feed is our challenge. And the marketing parts, if government can have a kind of relationship, and see how we can get big investors, big off-takers. As we produce, government take these things off us, or get big off-takers that can take this off us and convert it to something else. That will encourage the farmer to do what? The youth to produce more. Not after producing, you start looking for where to sell your fish or how to go about it. There should be fish market established in virtually every local government. That is a fish market. When you get there, see, we will have all these things in place. Believe me, everything will be fine. They're covering the area of our facilities, which I mentioned to you earlier. We've been hearing a lot of CBN facility, NISA facility, Bank of Agricultural facility. We have facility for farmers, but we are not seeing it. I'm the national president. I don't even down in Abuja here. The president, the chairman that is here, They are not assessing. We're only hearing they give to farmers, they do. We are sure. As a matter of fact, we went to an extent, like Bank of, let me not mention the name of the bank, where we have to do all the documentation, do everything. As a matter of fact, our farmers went as far as paying the equity contribution, 5% that we need to pay. We did all that. Running for like a year to two. We are not seeing the money. You know, it become difficult. You go and bring your father's leg, go and bring your mother's leg. It's just to tell you that they are not giving you these funds. So it's a challenge. It shouldn't be. A lot of farmers are not happy at the moment. It's not easy. You can see the cost of rice. It's not going less than 40,000 naira for rice. Even if it's going for 100,000, people will buy. The government should start looking at that. And we're talking about food security for our people. If not, the crime rate will increase. If not, people will knock your door and tell you, drag you out. They will start going after breaking people's kitchen, breaking people's warehouses because of food. So we have to start looking at that area. These are some of the challenges that I think the farmers across the countries that we are facing. All the Nigerian farmers to be courageous. As I've said, that is the way to go. Farming is our future. Farming can give us the kind of wealth that we require. We've seen what is happening in Egypt. We've seen what is happening in other countries. So let them not be discouraged. I know that leadership is our problem. But this country, we are so blessed. There's nothing you put on the ground here that will not come up. We don't have all this kind of crises that we see, tsunami, we are earthquake. This country is so blessed. There's nothing put in the soil that will not do well. So I'm encouraged that every youth in this country, everybody should see themselves, first and foremost, that our culture, we should go back to those days where when I was growing, every home has garden. We have to start looking at that because there must be food, not just food, quality food. Quality food, enough of importation, enough of eating rubbish, enough of level of cancer and trouble to farmers. So I'm telling all the farmers that are farmers already in this country to exercise some patience, that this is the way to go. Everything is going to be right, everything is going to be fine. But let's be steadfast, let's keep doing our business. Let's just hope that the government that will remember the farmers, you know. In the United States of America, when the farmers say they are going on strike, the government will be running because they know who they are. But here, when farmers say they want to go on strike, who know you? Who are you? But we are getting there. We're going to get it right. So I'm encouraged to go for more skills. I'm encouraging farmers to go to dig for more knowledge, get more information. Let them be masters in all that they do. They should just stop at the level where they are. Because even at the moment now that we're having all this crisis of high feed and all that, we are sensitizing our farmers to see how they can cut the cost of production. Look at other ways of managing your feed. Look at the best practices because they need all this information. Look at other ways and products you can get from fish, not just selling the fish and it's like you don't make anything. You saw over 20 derivatives I was just showing you now that you can get from just one fish. Nothing is useless in the fish part, even down to the bile, the bitter part. We discovered that it is even medicinal. The skins are used for bags and other for leather. So nothing is useless at all. So we are getting to that level. It wasn't like this before. But you can see the level of youth embracing farming today is encouraging. It's encouraging. So they should keep it up. And I know very soon, it's a matter of time, that we'll have farmers will be listening to.
You're still on to Agricultural Research Council of Nigerian Television. On that note, we come to the end of the program Aqua Farming. My name is Joshua Ishaya, believing you had learned a lot. See you next time. Bye for now.